Welcome to Lesson 8-3, Simplifying Expressions. Our learning goal will be to write and interpret numerical expressions. Our learning goals for this lesson will be to write an expression, to use a variable to represent an unknown number or amount, to evaluate or solve expressions, to use the order of operations to solve expressions, and to remember PEMDAS. Parentheses and brackets are what we solve first. Then we move on to exponents. Then we solve any multiplication and division working from the left to the right. And then finally, we work through any addition and subtraction from left to right as well. Please pause and write down these learning goals for today's lesson. Press play whenever you're ready to begin. Okay, so remember PEMDAS. This is just a little mnemonic expression to help us remember the order of operations. And this is something you've been looking at in previous lessons in Topic 8. Remember, we have to solve things that are in parentheses and then brackets first. Then we evaluate exponents. So that means we solve any numbers that are written as exponents. So if we have 10 to the second power, that was when we'd solve that. Next, we move on to multiplication and division, and we move from the left of the problem to the right. And then we do addition and subtraction from the left to the right, solving through the problem. Okay, so let's take a look at our first example tonight. We have 8 plus 14 divided by 2 minus 3, and then we're subtracting 1 from that, which is in our parentheses. So first off, I have to think back to PEMDAS. I have to look for brackets and parentheses first. So I see that I have 3 minus 1 in parentheses. This lets me know I need to solve that first. So if we come on up and let's take a look at solving that. 3 minus 1, I know is 2. Okay, and I'm just going to keep those brackets around it, and I'm going to rewrite the rest of the problem. Okay, next, I have to see if I have any more brackets, and I do not. I have to look now for multiplication and division. Well, I have 14 divided by 2. So I'll go ahead and do that division, which would be 7. And I want to rewrite the rest of the problem. And now I'm going to do addition and subtraction, working from the left to the right. So I would add 8 plus 7 is 15. Minus 2. So my final answer is 13. And so we work through that using PEMDAS. And that's what we're going to do tonight as we work through our practice problems. Let's take a look at that first practice problem. Our first practice problem is written as follows. 7 times 6 minus 1 plus 10 to the second power. Going to follow PEMDAS again and look for parentheses and brackets to solve first. Then you're going to look for exponents, then multiplication and division working from left to right, and then any addition and subtraction working from left to right. Please pause the video and take a moment to work this out, and then we'll work it together. Did you write 135? Well, let's talk about how we got that answer. So if we start with our original problem, we have 7 times 6 minus 1 in parentheses plus 10 to the second power. Okay, anything in brackets or parentheses, I have to do that operation first. So 6 minus 1 is 5. I'm going to rewrite the rest of my problem or expression. Okay, so I took care of what was in my parentheses. Now I need to look for any exponents, and I have one here, 10 to the second power. Well, I know that means the same thing as 10 times 10, so I know 10 times 10 is 100. Now I need to look for multiplication or division in this problem. So I would look at 7 times 5 is 35 plus 100. So my final answer would be 135. Kind of fun, isn't it? Let's go ahead and take a look at our second practice problem. Okay, for our second practice problem, we have 17 plus 4 times 3. Remember PEMDAS as you work through this. Press pause, and when you finish working out the problem, press play and we'll work it together. Did you write 29? Well, let's work this together. So our original problem was, let me go back and check what my original problem was, 17 plus 4 times 3. So I'm going to write that down. 17 plus 4 times 3. Well, I have no brackets or parentheses to work through in this problem, so then I'm going to move on to multiplication and division. I do have multiplication to solve. 4 times 3, which would be 12. Now I'm just going to bring that 17 down, and then now I work my addition from left to right. 17 plus 12, I know, is 29. Good job if you got that one right. Let's take a look at our third practice problem. Okay, we have 8 plus 1 in parentheses plus 3 to the second power times 7. Please think of PEMDAS as you work through this problem on your own. Press play whenever you're ready to work it with me. Okay, did you get the answer 72? If you did, congratulations. Let's take a look at how we got that answer. Okay, so we started out with our original problem, 8 plus 1 inside of parentheses, plus 3 to the second power times 7. Okay, brackets and parentheses first, so I do have parentheses. 8 plus 1 is 9. Oops, my 9 disappeared. I have 3 to the second power times 7. Okay, after I've looked at brackets and parentheses, which I've taken care of, I now need to look at exponents. 3 to the second power is the same thing as 3 times 3, which we know is 9. I'm just going to bring all the other parts of my problem down. So now after I've looked at brackets, parentheses, exponents, now I need to look for multiplication. So now I would multiply 9 times 7, which is 63. I'm going to bring down the other part of my problem I haven't worked, and now 9 times 63 is 72, which is my final answer. Nice work. Okay, so now it's time to challenge yourself. On the last day of the big sale, Denise wanted to stock up on her favorite videos. She bought the following videos: 4 mysteries, 3 comedies, and 2 dramas. Write and solve an expression to find the total amount that it should be she paid for the videos. So think about what our problems have looked like as far as our example and our practice, and then you need to write one that would help you solve this problem. Think about PEMDAS as you do that. Okay, so let's finish up. Review your learning goals. Do you have the learning goals written in your journal? Make sure you have all of them. There are quite a few for this lesson. Do you have the practice problem written in your journal? Make sure you have all of those and show all of your work. Do you have the challenge problem written in your journal? Make sure you've worked through that so you'll be ready to check it tomorrow. You've now completed lesson 8-3. See you in the morning, and congratulations.